Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Arne Slot should give Liverpool fans hope in Salah, Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold sagas. Liverpool fans are increasingly nervous at the lack of progress in contract talks with Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold, but the success of Arne Slot should give them hope. It's understandable for Liverpool fans to be nervous when they see the lack of progress in public over Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract talks. As great as this season is proving to be for Liverpool, there is real concern three of their best players could leave on freeze this summer. Van Dijk added to the uncertainty when the Liverpool skipper said he has no idea if he will still be at Anfield next season after the Champions League defeat to Paris Saint-Germain. But supporters only need to look at Liverpool's appointment of Arne Slot for reassurance that the club can get big decisions right. There was real anxiety among Koppits in January when Jurgen Klopp announced he would be leaving Anfield at the end of the season. He had crafted Liverpool in his own image during his 9 success-filled years, and the question for owners Fenway Sports Group, FSG, was how to replace the irreplaceable. Xabi Alonso was the obvious choice and ticked all the boxes. He understood Liverpool inside out, was loved by the fans, was young and, most crucially, was a winner. The Basques' double success with Bayer Leverkusen made him the manager that not just Liverpool, but Bayern Munich wanted before he ruled himself out. This put Liverpool back to square one, and while all the outside noise was about Ruben Amorim, who the Reds felt was too young and too wedded to a back three, and Roberto De Zerbi, they produced Slot like a rabbit out of a hat. Armed with all the data analysis, which is the envy of every geek, Liverpool identified Slot as someone who could succeed with the squad already assembled at Anfield. He had the right temperament, philosophy, age at 45 and was a winner at Feyenoord. Erik ten Hag had blackened the name of Dutch coaches in England, but Slot and his compatriot are like chalk and cheese. Although Feyenoord are one of Holland's big three, they lag behind Ajax and must punch above their weight to win the Eredivisie. Slot duly did this, guiding Feyenoord to the inaugural Europa Conference League final in 2022, the Eredivisie title in 2023 and the Dutch Cup in 2024 before he moved to Liverpool. Liverpool were never going to get another Klopp because he and his style are unique, but they liked how Slot wanted his team to dominate possession in order to control a game. Stay tuned for all the latest updates, reactions, and transfer news from Anfield. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Liverpool content. Our second news is football news. Man United decide on top transfer target as Liverpool and Arsenal dealt blows. Liverpool and Arsenal have both suffered injury blows during the final international break of the season, while Manchester United are plotting a summer swoop for Jared Branthwaite. The international break is in full swing, with the likes of France, Germany, Spain and Brazil all in action over the past 24 hours. England, meanwhile, are set to enter a new era under Thomas Tuchel when they take on Albania in a World Cup qualifier this evening, and a number of Premier League sides have unfortunately suffered injury blows already, which could have an effect on the rest of the season. Clubs are also starting to plan for the summer transfer window. Sides are expected to be very active next summer after a number of big clubs endured disappointing campaigns, including the likes of Manchester City, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. United attempted to sign Branthwaite last summer, but were unable to agree terms with Everton, who were holding out for £70 million. However, the report claims that Everton's asking price has dropped to £50 million and United are willing to meet it. Branthwaite, though, is said to be holding out for a move to a team playing Champions League football, and United's only hope of qualifying for the competition is by winning the Europa League. Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson suffered a suspected concussion after a clash of heads with Davinson Sanchez during Brazil's 2-1 win over Colombia on Thursday. Alisson was forced off as a result of the clash, and Brazil's team Dr. Rodrigo Lasma has offered an update on the 32-year-old, stating, Alisson suffered a head injury. He was replaced due to a suspected concussion, so now we will follow the protocol recommended by the CBF. He will undergo the recommended imaging tests. First, we will perform a CT scan, followed by a diffusion MRI. If all the tests are negative and normal, we will then perform a cognitive test, and then we will evaluate the player. If everything is normal, we will conduct a series of observation tests over the next few days to see whether or not he would be able to travel with us and go to Argentina for our next game. Arsenal have also suffered a blow after defender Riccardo Calafiori suffered an issue with his knee as Italy were beaten 2-1 by Germany on Thursday. Calafiori slipped and fell awkwardly during the match and, although he was able to play the full 90 minutes, Italy boss Luciano Spalletti revealed after the game that he was set to undergo tests to discover how serious the injury is. "We still don't know if he's injured," Spalletti said after the game. "Ricky felt something strange in his knee, but we still don't know." Stay tuned for all the latest updates, reactions, and transfer news from Anfield. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Liverpool content. Our last news is Liverpool news. Reds suffer major injury scare as Jamie Carragher makes worrying claim. Liverpool will be back in action on April 2nd and they meet Everton in a Merseyside derby clash, and Arne Slot will be keen to see his side put in a much improved performance. Liverpool will be hoping to bounce back from a disappointing week of results when they return to action after the international break. Arne Slot's side were knocked out of the Champions League and beaten in the Carabao Cup final in the space of just 5 days. However, they remain 12 points clear at the top of the Premier League and, with just 9 games left to play, should become champions for a 20th time. Slot, though, has repeatedly spoken about the need for his side to treat their final 9 games like finals. And that will start when they host rivals Everton in a huge Merseyside derby clash on April 2nd. Here, Mirror Football takes a look at the latest news and rumours from in and around Anfield. Liverpool have been handed an injury scare after Ryan Gravenberch pulled out of the Netherlands squad. Gravenberch had linked up with the squad for their Nations League clashes with Spain this month, but has now returned to Merseyside. The Netherlands said in a statement Gravenberch was still suffering from an injury sustained over the weekend. Liverpool, though, described it as a fitness issue and said Gravenberch will be assessed ahead of their Merseyside derby clash with rivals Everton on April 2nd. Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher has shared his concerns over the futures of Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, who are both out of contract at the end of the season. Van Dijk and Salah have almost come out and said they want to stay, Carragher said on the It's Called Soccer podcast, brought to you by Sky Bet. "My feeling and worry is, it kept feeling like Salah and Van Dijk were winning the PR battle, because when Liverpool were top of the league, winning every game in the Champions League, talking about trebles, going to do this, going to do that. And in the last week, I hope this isn't the case, but maybe the people at the club are going, is this as a little sign of things to come in the future? Is Salah being off form, or is this the future of Salah? Ibrahima Konate has been linked with the likes of Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain in recent weeks, but the Liverpool Echo are reporting that suggestions of a €60 million, £50.2 million, release clause in his contract are wide of the mark. Konate is in the final 18 months of his contract, and the report states that Liverpool are keen to agree terms on an extension with the defender in order to avoid a repeat of the ongoing sagas involving Salah, Van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals.